Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining Candid Mina every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. And thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do hit the like button, share it with your friends, and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. Today, friends, Mayur is going to join us for a session. It's going to be very interesting on nightmares and why it happens and what is the meaning of some of the nightmares that we see at night. Also, friends, at around 8:40, we will leave the line open for you to join in and share your experience. I'm sure all of you would have experienced certain nightmares that have never, sort of that have haunted you over the years, and sometimes they're so real that you feel that you can't escape from it. So I'm just waiting for Mayur to join me. So meanwhile, let's just talk a little bit about what are dreams. Dreams are stories and images, that our minds create while we sleep. They can be entertaining, they can be fun, they can be romantic, they can be disturbing, frightening, and sometimes bizarre. Usually during a nightmare, the dreamer may experience a range of disturbing emotions, such as anger, guilt, sadness, or depression. However, the most common feelings are fear and anxiety. The person usually wakes up at least once during the dream. In a particular study, 840 German athletes discussed distressing dreams that occurred on the nights before an important competition or game. About 15% of the athletes reported having had at least one distressing dream before an important competition in the last 12 months. Most of these related to athletic failure. And you've also seen that, see, many of you during just before exams, or something very important like a surgery or something, you tend to see dreams that make you scared, as if you're going to fail the exam and you're not prepared, and you're going there with a blank mind, and you don't know what you're going to do when the question paper comes. So it's very interesting, friends, that nightmares are something that are filled with sort of so many meanings, and yet many of us, we cannot understand what exactly it's conveying to us. For people who say that, see, dreams have no meaning or nightmares have no meaning, I would never agree with them, because a lot of the times I felt that certain nightmares or certain dreams, even certain dreams, have a warning, telling you something that may happen in the future. So it's very important to give importance to both dreams and nightmares. So let me just see. I'm just waiting for Mayur to join. So yeah, and see another survey that was done in which 30 women who were dealing with relationship violence described their dream experiences, having weekly nightmares, and just over half had recurring dreams. And the dreams included, visions of drowning, or being chased. Being chased is a very common phenomenon, or being killed. So these are some of the fears that women who face violence at home uh, see, in the way of nightmares. And mostly people say that, see, if you go to if you relax and you do some meditation and go to sleep, these things do not happen. But somewhere in your brain it is stored. And especially when you see some that when you see some nightmares, they're stored at the back of your mind. And it isn't such when you're in a sort of a precarious mood, or you're in a sensitive mood. It's then that these dreams come back in the form of nightmares. Sujata says, yes, Meena, you're correct. Dreams are a way of our guiding angels and ancestors helping us through our subconscious mind. Absolutely. Jasna, sometimes I see close people who are no more in a very different setting, and I don't understand what they want to communicate. Very, very true, Jasna. Just a second, let me just check. Okay. Uh, Mayur had a bit of a problem with his camera, so he'll just be joining us again. Okay. Now, see here, I would also like to tell you. See, many times you see people who you're very fond of. It could be your parents who have passed away, or someone who you've been very close to. You'll always notice that in the dream, they hardly communicate with you. They remain aloof. They don't come and sit and talk to you. So that's something I've noticed in my dreams. Like I was very close to my father, but I could never. He would come and watch us silently, and even if you sort of try to make a conversation, he would remain rather aloof, and that used to make me upset. So when I discussed it with my mother said it's the same thing. She was very close to him, and she used to say that she was very happy when he used to come in her dreams, but he would never, come close or hug her or show any sort of physical, touch. So that's something also we found rather, strange. Yes, Aparna says, "Good evening, ma'am. In dreams, God also gets yes communicated with us. Yes, apparently yes." Anand, welcome. Oh, I have wondered yet bizarre dreams sometimes. Yes. Savitri, advance happy Women's Day, my dear rocking ladies. Yeah, welcome, Rimpi. Thank you, Martin. You're always a very good friend. Maya, raindrops on roses and scary dreams. These are some of my favorite. Yeah. Good evening, Karthik. Always nice to see you. Savitri, mere to, I get dreams, but I forget in the morning. Some are weird, but morning I don't remember clearly at all. God knows why you get this. See, here, Savitri, when you say that you forget it, actually, even when you're sleeping and dreaming, you should make it a point to tell your subconscious that I will remember this dream you know and in fact that happens. And even before I brush my teeth, I keep telling myself, let me remember the dream, let me remember the dream. And usually I remember it. Of course, it won't be in as much detail as you see it, but yes, that's a way to remember it. Minadi, some souls need time to upgrade their soul vibrations before their communication reaches us. No, but Sujata, on a whole, I've seen that departed souls, they do not come in close. They come in, they are with you, but they don't, come and touch you or so. Dreams may be a way of our subconscious trying to communicate with us. Yes. Welcome, Neetu. It's very difficult to understand the dream sometimes. Yes. You see, for example, I'll tell you one dream that I've always had, even as a child. I was taught cycling by my brothers, and though I was quite confident once I learned how to cycle to school. Sometimes I used to still feel scared of heavy traffic, and my constant dream was just before the exams would always be that I'm going down this slope, at full speed, and the brakes don't work, and I don't know where I'm going to crash. And that was my worst nightmare. And then that stopped, after I graduated. So till that time, I'm sure, I was quite troubled with that particular dream. Bindu. Right, man. Sometimes I wake up for the pee during night and force myself to continue my dream. Yes, there are many ways to return to your dream. So that's something you can always do. Meera says, signals from the universe are there always. It depends how sensitive we are to understand the subtle guidance. Yes, absolutely. Richa, I get random people in my dreams who have not seen or met in a different setting. And I get surprised that who are these people? Richa, it's very strange that, when I was when I left Dubai, I was working there. So, used to run a very successful publishing business. So when I returned here, of recently, I've been seeing a lot of dreams where, I'm employed again, and I'm trying to, work again as a, employee rather than a boss. And that makes me very perturbed because I'm working with a whole new generation, and it's a totally a different ball game because technically they're very far very advanced. So that's another recurring dream that I, see very often. Karthik, there's so much to tell and talk about dreams and nightmares. Yes, absolutely. Sujata, my other's sister who died a very lonely death comes in my dreams and meditation. She clearly tells me what she wants. Maybe each soul is different. Yes, absolutely. Yes, driving full speed a car with failing brakes. Yes, that's one that you see. And of course, there are other dreams also. Sometimes, when you're not prepared and you feel that you're going to a wedding and you're not appropriately dressed, or maybe you're not even dressed at all. So these are dreams that come very often. I don't know what it implies, but sometimes I feel that these could be your own inhibitions, of facing people, or being shy yourself. So that could be something else. In one investigation, I wanted to tell you, children. Let me just go to that. See, in one investigation, children who had undergone severe trauma experienced a significantly greater number of dreams and a higher number of threatening dream events, featuring more severe threats compared with children who had not experienced trauma. And usually, sleep happens in cycles. Each complete cycle takes about 90 to 110 minutes. So, when it's the first REM, which is the rapid eye movement sleep, usually occurs around 70 to 90 minutes after we fall asleep. And it's during this phase that they say an amino acid known as glycine is released from the brain stem onto the motor neurons. These motor neurons conduct impulses outward from the brain or spinal cord. And it's this release which effectively causes the body to become paralyzed sometimes. The paralysis is believed to be nature's way of making sure we do not act out our dreams and thus prevents injury. So this is something else. There are sometimes there are dreams where you want to run, but you can't. And it's so fearful. It's so fearful. And many a times I felt that, see, someone is chasing you, and you try to get up from bed and run, but you can't. So that's another very frightening. Sujata says, I used to get dreams about running away from someone and then jumping into a huge well. This dream continued for a long time, and I started meditating and learned to overcome that fear. Well said, Sujata. Shad says, I recently saw good breed dogs running, and I'm sitting on the top of one wall and watching the dogs running. What this means, I don't know either. Okay. Bindu. Meena, ma'am, sorry for the typing mistakes. Corrector automatically takes spelling French. Being stuck is the most recurrent nightmare experience. Absolutely. So what I'll do is till Mayur comes, I'll just leave the line open in case you'd like to join us so that we don't waste time. Yes. So the line is open for you to, in case you'd like to join us and narrate your experiences. So in somnambulism, sleepwalkers lack this amino acid and hence no dream paralysis. Yes. A study has suggested that dreaming can happen during both REM and non REM, but that different psychological processes underlie the dreaming at each stage. The dreams that occur during these periods may differ significantly in both quality and quantity. And it's see, a nightmare is a disturbing dream. It's associated with negative feelings such as anxiety or fear that awakens you. And it's common in children, but it can happen at any age. Yeah, so let me just add Bindu and Anuradha. Anxiety or fear that awakens you. Welcome, Bindu, and welcome, Anuradha.
Namaste,
Mayur
Jai
is
Hind,
also
Jai
joining.
Bharat, Meena ma'am.
Just a minute. Mayur is also joining us.
Sorry.
So let me just add Bindu
Hi.
and Anuradha. Welcome, Mayur. We need to see your face.
I am having some issue. Yeah, I mean, Meena, you saw me right when I was there,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah.
suddenly I'm not able to get through. Yeah, for some reason,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
so
Can you come through
disappointed.
your mobile? Can you come through your mobile? Welcome, Mayur. We need to see your face.
I am having some issue. Yeah, I mean, Meena, you saw me right when I was there,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah.
suddenly I'm not
Okay.
able to get through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So back to now.
I'm
We have
so
Anuradha with us and we have Bindu. So which of you would like to speak first?
If you allow me.
Yeah,
नमस्ते
please,
मीना मैम,
please.
नमस्ते अनुराधा जी और सब देखने सुनने वालों को। मीना मैम, सबसे पहले तो मैं आपको ये कहना चाहूँगी, हैट्स ऑफ टू यू। आप जो-जो टॉपिक्स लेकर आते हैं डिफरेंट आउट ऑफ द वे, मतलब मैं कोई सेशन आपका मिस नहीं करती। अगर मैं लाइव नहीं देखती तो मैं बाद में ज़रूर देखती हूँ।
Thank you so much.
और
It
वही
is with
बात जो मैंने
it is
पहले
with
भी
your
कही थी,
loving,
ओह यस,
loving thoughts that
यस,
these things happen.
अनकंडीशनल लव फॉर यू एंड फॉर योर चैनल। इवन
Thank
जयदेव, ही इज़ डूइंग वंडरफुल जॉब।
you. Thank you so much.
और टॉकिंग अबाउट द ड्रीम्स, मीना मैम, नाइटमेयर्स तो मुझे अपनी ज़िंदगी में समझ आते हैं। सॉरी, एज़ आई टोल्ड यू बिफोर अर्लियर, मैं हिंदी में कंफर्टेबल हूँ। तो
हाँ, बात
मुझे
कीजिए।
नाइटमेयर्स समझ आते हैं, कुछ-कुछ ज़िंदगी के कुछ अनुभव होते हैं, उनसे निकल कर आते हैं। लेकिन मेरी एक ज़िंदगी के कुछ ऐसे ड्रीम्स हैं कि जो मैं आज तक वंडर करती हूँ, ये मेरे साथ कैसे होता है और कैसे हुआ है। अब इतना ज़्यादा फ्रीक्वेंटली नहीं होता, लेकिन आज से कुछ साल पहले होता था। मुझे जैसे ना ड्रीम में कोई टेम्पल दिखाई देता था।
हाँ,
और मज़े की बात है, वही ड्रीम 1 महीने या 1 साल के बाद दोबारा आएगा, वही टेम्पल
hello.
दोबारा दिखता है।
yeah, Mayur. Yes, yes. You're back, but yeah, yeah. Now you're okay.
Hey, there was some issue with the camera, man. I mean, it was.
Okay,
This is.
that's fine.
I'm such a ancient cave guy. Maybe I dream too much. That's why I'm not able to focus on the future.
Yeah.
I'm a dream
Mayur,
catcher.
we're also joined by Anuradha and Bindu. Since you were taking a little time, I thought I'd just invite them to speak
Yeah,
about the experiences. So welcome, Mayur,
great.
as
Thank you so
always.
much.
हाय
Pleasure
मयूर,
to pleasure to be back. Hi,
ग्लैड टू
is
हैव
that
यू।
Anuradha or
नो,
That's
इट्स
Bindu?
Bindu.
बिंदु, लूकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू लिसन टू यू। मैं मीना मैम
All
से
right.
यही डिस्कस कर रही थी कि मुझे
Huh.
एक मतलब जो मेरे नाइटमेयर्स हैं वो मुझे समझ आते हैं, मेरी ज़िंदगी के पास्ट लाइफ के जो भी हैं। मुझे एक वियर्ड ड्रीम्स आते हैं और इतने प्लेज़ेंट ड्रीम्स होते हैं ना, जैसे मैं किसी मंदिर को विज़िट करती हूँ ड्रीम में, जो मैंने ज़िंदगी में कभी
Uh,
भी नहीं देखा। महीने, 2
hmm.
महीने, साल बाद वही मंदिर
इस
दोबारा दिखाई देता है।
इस
और
जिंदगी
उसमें
में इस जिंदगी में
इस जी, जी। और सबसे मज़े की बात है, जब वो दोबारा मंदिर मुझे कभी चाहे महीने या 2 महीने, साल बाद भी आए, उसमें जो चेंजेज़ हुई कंस्ट्रक्शन की, जो भी अमेंडमेंट्स हुई, मुझे वो कोई पर्सन एक्सप्लेन करता है या मैं किसी को बता रही होती हूँ, पहले यहाँ पे ऐसा था, जैसे एज़ इफ आई हैव ऑलरेडी विजिटेड दैट।
right right
इट्स सो अमेजिंग,
okay
सो वंडरफुल, बट आई
Mhm.
कांट अंडरस्टैंड हाउ कैन इट बी पॉसिबल?
Right. So Meena, I don't know. I've just come in, so I you
Yeah.
have to
So
just
Mayur, what I was talking about is that, see, when you sleep, see, when you're anxious or when you're in some kind of stress. So, for example, tomorrow there's an exam or something that you're a little wary of. It's that time that you tend to see nightmares most often, where you feel that you've not studied anything and you're going to the exam blank. You know, and there's the case of these athletes, who before the what you call the sports session, they tend to have nightmares that they're going to fail. So all these things usually come when your mind is stressed out. So we were just discussing
right.
that, and that's when our members just joined in. So that's
Okay.
how Bindu and
So
Anuradha joined us.
great,
Yeah, your
great,
take,
great. So
Mayur.
okay, yeah, you'll have to ask me, then I'll respond because I don't know
Yeah.
when to respond. So you're asking me my take. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
So now Bindu,
it,
Bindu's just said that, I think, about the recurring dream of going to a temple, a particular temple.
mm,
So perhaps you would like to speak
yeah,
about that, Mayur? Yeah.
I'll speak about both as I've
Yeah.
tried to
Absolutely.
assimilate in my mind.
Yeah.
Now, firstly, let me wish a good evening to all my and our family members of Candid Meena,
Thank
because
you so much.
I'm so sorry. I'm to all the people who are watching. I'm genuinely sorry because I don't understand this. Somebody said make an FB page, and I've been stressed out about that. Yeah, I'm going to have nightmares about it. I guess going by the logic. So, so let me look at 2 points, areas. Hi, Monday is a Mayur day. Yes, Karthik. I still hope you'll make it to the tech. You'll resolve all your technical challenges like I have, and you'll join me, Karthik. All right. Okay. Let me respond to both aspects which Meena you brought out, and I think Bindu
Yeah,
brought out. Let me start
yeah,
with what you said first, and as I always say, this is my take, right? It's
yeah,
right, wrong is completely up to you people. What I feel and what I've understood and what I've studied a little bit about this context of spirituality as well is, uh, you know what? Since you're focusing on the aspect of nightmares, I have understood that nightmares is a result of thoughts which are connected to fear, anxiety, stress, tension,
yeah, absolutely.
and all connected. It's a compounded thing. For example, the fear of failure,
Yeah,
which is exactly what you're talking about, whether it's a student or a player.
yeah,
Anywhere there is competition, anywhere there is the expectation, it can cause fear, right? Because the fear
yeah,
of failing. Sometimes it's anxiety. You prepared and all. Remember the situations where even after being prepared, people have gone blank when they've seen the question paper.
yeah,
And there's a beautiful thing that the teacher would tell us that don't suddenly look at the question paper. Even if you're thoroughly prepared, it'll just sometimes shake you. Is
yeah,
take a deep breath.
absolutely.
Take a deep breath, calm yourself. So I think the first response to Meena, your perspective is my perspective that it is a result of our anxieties and tensions, which could be anything in the world, you know, which can create. Now, it is that's where Meena, I believe, the role of spirituality and meditation comes. Very practically speaking, what I understand is the calmer the mind, the lesser the possibilities of nightmares.
Mhm.
The more relaxed the mind, the lesser the possibilities. Because if
Yes,
your mind is more open enough to absorb positivity, how will it then generate negativity?
yeah, absolutely.
Well, I look at it very simplistically. If it's negativity filled mind, negativity, tensions, whatever stresses, the possibility is higher than the 1 + 1 = 2 will be the nightmares, because
Yeah,
it is that way. I can't be negative and have some beautiful dream. Of course, if you go deeper, then there are instances where dreams can be even used as a medium to communicate, but that's another
yeah,
aspect we can go ahead and talk about. But
yeah,
this is very
absolutely.
simplistic and beautiful. Coming to what Bindu has said is, um, I think she was talking about recurring dreams and about a temple, if I'm not wrong. You can hear me, right? You can hear me. Okay. So I have a feeling, again, this is my take on it, is sometimes the recurrence of a dream, especially with respect to a person or a location, something that probably the person has not seen before, but the vision keeps coming in through the dream. I personally believe it is also because of a lot of stuff that resides in our subconscious mind that we've carried in terms of our samskaras from
Yeah,
previous lives, previous births, which we aren't aware of. We
yeah,
like I say sometimes, I'm not even able to remember what I was when I was a year old, right? Naturally. But sometimes, I'm not joking, sometimes I do get flashes of memories as I was even an infant. I can tell you right now, I have a vivid memory of me lying in the lap of my paternal grandmother. Okay, I still
yeah,
remember that. I don't know how. I must have been in a few months, because I still remember that I was, my grandmother was just holding me. Now I can't be big enough. I mean, I can't be that big, yeah, that I'm
yeah,
in her lap.
yeah,
So imagine if I'm just 2 feet or 1 feet.
yeah,
If you just
yeah,
look at the correlation to the age, I can't be 3 years and just 1 feet, yeah, or
yeah,
1 foot. So
yeah,
I guess, but that happens. I actually remember, Meena, in my mind when I was that infant, what was I thinking? You won't
yeah,
believe this. And it's scary sometimes. I actually have maybe the remembrance of certain dreams I had when I was an infant.
yeah,
I don't talk about it because I only prefer to talk about it in candid Meena sessions, I guess,
yeah,
because that is the platform where I get to where I get logical and spiritual receptivity. So I love to
yeah,
talk about it here.
yeah.
My
Thank you.
friends who grown up with me, they've already pleasantly castigated me, saying that, oh, this guy is like Patan. It happens, right? Childhood friends, they don't understand the journey beyond just
Yeah.
education. I'm an engineer and all. For them, Mayur is looked at only from that point of view. But certain things happen in my life. Coming to the point, I think with Bindu, I presume, I can't be sure, her, if not in this life, in a past life, she might have been connected to a particular place of worship.
Yeah.
Okay, and that memory in a subconscious mind is flashing through the dreams, is what I think. And
Yeah.
I don't presume that it's something that is a suggestive dream, that
Yeah.
somebody's purposefully somebody's trying to message it, because that also is possible. I think it's just the fact that something has awakened in the subconscious, and that soul which has probably been through that past life and been through those temples is still keen on visualizing it, something like that.
Yeah.
Meena, the
Absolutely.
beautiful part is it's so tough to articulate this. I'm supposed to be, I conduct workshops on communication. I think one thing I can tell people is the toughest communication is when you talk about stuff like this, because it's so difficult to articulate here.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
very close to explaining the taste of water, but I'm trying my best.
Yeah. We, we
Thank
also
you,
have
Mayur.
Anuradha with us. Anuradha
I
is,
think I
A
got
pleasure,
my
Bindu.
answer. So
a
I let the
leading
stage for others.
educationist.
Yeah, Bindu. Thanks. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Sorry.
Yeah.
With Anuradha, I
Thank
think
you,
you're saying
Bindu.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anuradha is a leading educationist, and she is also a multitasker. As she does art, and she's a very kind soul, because wherever you see a dog that is, limping, or in any sort of problem, she and her husband Rajiv, they go and just take it and get it, to the vet and get it cured.
Oh, so
And she also is good at culinary dishes. So I don't know how to explain her, but she's a wonderful soul. Yeah.
Thank
Meena,
you.
Anuradha, my first question will be, which part of India do you live?
I live in the north. I live in the capital, Gurgaon, New Delhi.
Gurgaon.
And
Okay.
yeah, and
There's
is
a
there a
reason.
reason?
Of
Yes.
course, there's a reason. It's connected to what Meena said, culinary skills.
Yeah, love.
I,
We
I,
would
don't
love
don't
to.
don't let me just dream about it.
Sure, sure. Some of those culinary skills can be a little nightmarish. That's besides the point.
Let me
But
decide.
no, thank you so much for that. And as you said, Meena said, I don't know how to describe her. My husband would probably echo that, Meena, But yeah, so I would like to actually share two very surreal experiences. Both of them are connected with the death of very loved family members. So the first one happened in about 1998. We were in Singapore, and suddenly one night at about, we had huge windows there, and we'd left them open because it was a very it was a lovely evening. And around 11:30, 12 at night, my husband had a vision, sudden vision, which he told me about the next morning, that his grandmother, whom he's very close to, had come in through the window, sat by his side, and held his hand and whispered something. So when we got up at about 5 and I was making tea, he said, I had this. I said, oh. And the phone rang, and it was Ranjiv's parents to tell him that his grandmother had passed away at that very moment. So even now talking about it, like I mean, it just gives goosebumps, So that is one experience. The other one is, it's really, I think the universe sends out those messages. My father was, joint director in the CBI. We lost my dad 2 years ago on January 17th. And he was a person who was much in the news because of various reasons. He was the person doing the Bofors case and the Harshad
Oh,
Mehta case. He was, finally he came into the limelight when he left the CBI because, I mean, for various reasons, which have been outlined beautifully in that movie 1992, The Scam, Harshad Mehta scam, So he left, and uh, then he went on to, work as a lawyer, etc. So on, we lost him on 17th, and as you know, normally, as Hindus, we don't conduct the last rites in at the night. They say that it's better done in the morning. So the only time available given to us for the cremation was at 8:30 at night. And as a family, we were okay. Some friends said, no, don't do it at night. But my mother said, no, we are all here. Let's just do it. And it was a freezing cold winter night. I mean, that eerie stillness of a Delhi winter night. And we drove to the Lodi crematorium. And, it was the last cremation. There was just a couple of people around. So, mind you, Delhi at night in these areas is absolutely pitch dark. Okay. It's not like an entertainment complex where everything is lit up. So, we were the puja was going on, and the lamp, etc., was lit, and my father's the physical body was there. And Lodi crematorium is opposite. Most people who are in Delhi will know what I'm going to say next. Lodi crematorium happens to be opposite the office where my father worked all his life, the CBI office. Okay. And I didn't notice it because, I mean, I was just too gone. There was one light glimmering. There was these lamps that were there next to my father's body. The rest of it was all pitch dark. And just across the road, there was just one bright light illuminating the whole sky. And that was the Central Bureau of Investigation, lit up in bright red. Okay, I didn't notice it. My father's ex-colleague who was there, he just tapped me and he said, Anu, just look. So I said, what? He said, look to the left. So I said, oh, CBI. I said, yeah. And he said, that's the organization giving your father the salute that he deserved. I don't know. It is just very eerie because, if it had been daytime, we wouldn't have noticed it, everything. But it was just too surreal. And for sure, he left the organization finally because of so much,
Yeah,
so much
what's up?
goes on, which may not allow an officer to do the work.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I just felt that was, yes, maybe the universe and the
Yeah.
organization giving him the salute that he so
Yeah,
richly
absolutely.
deserved. That's just what I wanted to share.
So beautiful.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. So Mayur, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I mean, it's firstly, I'm so sorry to know this, and also, how it works, how things are created for certain things to happen, right, Anuradha? Is
Yes,
like what
absolutely.
it's all it's all architectured like that. It's that it happens in a
It's,
particular time of the day or night, and
yeah,
it's very surreal. They say that there are a lot of positive souls and entities who are working. It's not just the
true.
nightmarish entities, but even a lot of positive
Yeah.
entities who are there. And I'm sure that they must have, in their own realm, created that
Yes,
as a way
I
to respect your father.
absolutely. No, I absolutely stand by that because, I do believe that, I mean, that experience is a very comforting experience, that the honesty and integrity of his work lives on. And
Mm,
maybe for whatever reasons, it may not have been recognized during his
yeah.
tenure there, but the universe knows. And at least that's my take on it. It could be an emotional daughter's take, but the fact that it was pointed out by another officer who said, and
Hmm.
these were his words, he said, the CBI is saluting your father's work, you know.
Mm,
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
True,
just
true, true.
one of those things.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank you,
for
Anu.
for
Yeah.
putting
Thank
this out. Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
beautiful, and yeah.
Thank you, Mayur. And I
Yeah.
think I loved what you said, that you feel comfortable sharing it, sharing everything in the Candid Meena family, because this is a family of very, people who've come together for so many different reasons, and yet we all resonate on the same
Absolutely.
frequency. Yeah.
No, it's mainly
True.
because Anu,
This
Anu
also
and
this yeah,
Mayur,
sorry.
it's a lot because many of us think alike. See, you tend to think beyond. It's not, we're not stuck in the same rut where, you go for your tea, you go for your other thing, and then you come back and you're tired, you see a movie and you go to sleep. No, there's so much more to life. And which
Yeah.
is why, whenever Mayur comes on our session, so much of that gets triggered. and all of us get so active, you know, our brains
Yes.
start crackling.
Yes. And
See,
also,
see.
I don't know, Mayur, whether you can see right behind me on the wall, there's a dream catcher, and when you came in, you remember you said, I'm probably a dream catcher. And I was wondering whether I should change and sit, but by then the camera was rolling and I didn't want to change. So, look at that, just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
one of those, coincidences. But it's lovely, Mayur, especially as you're a youngster. I'd like to say the world has a lot of what we call successful, accomplished youngsters, and good for them, engineers and doctors. But we need more youngsters in the space that you are exploring,
Yeah,
because
that's what.
you
Yeah,
speak their
absolutely.
language, right?
Yeah,
Right,
And when my
right.
son watches, he's around 30, 33. When he watches you, he can understand your words,
yeah,
right?
True,
So I think
true.
when you reach out to the youngsters, because you speak a language that they can
yeah,
understand. So
absolutely.
I think that's really nice. We really need more evolved
Can
old
I
souls.
just add? Can I just
Yeah,
add something?
yeah.
Meena, can I just add something?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
please.
sure
Yeah,
NR Srinivasan ji will also come in. But just let me just
yeah,
add something.
yeah.
Firstly, you just made my evening, Anuradha, by so vehemently and convincingly telling me and addressing me as a youngster. So I'm so happy. I'm thrilled. I'm I've just touched 50 for your information.
Okay, okay. Wow. Right, right.
So
I
I mean,
think many of
I've
us are
completed.
hitting the gym tomorrow. I thought you're 30.
No,
I,
I sometimes feel this is pleasantly awkward for me. I love it, but it's a little awkward. I go to the chemist, and I mean, I was stopped at the vaccination center because it was for the first phase was for 45 above, and I was
no,
49,
I
48,
I'm
and so
actually
they
surprised.
asked me.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry,
sorry,
I
you
actually
continue.
thought you're in your 30s. I actually thought you're in your early 30s, so way to go.
That's what Kailash does. That's what a guru does. That's what Mantra Japa does. But I think, just let me say this, since this topic is about dreams and nightmares and something that is beyond the normal, um, apart from, dreams and nightmares, what you were talking about was something that's beyond the natural vision, if I can put it that way, right? What you see. So your hubby would have felt, I wouldn't call it hallucination, but it's a vision. He must have felt something, all right? And that, that may not be a dream, but that could be a real sort of a vision. So
I don't think it
so
was a
that's what.
dream. Yeah,
Yeah, it was a vision. But
absolutely.
let me now say something which will surprise you and Meena. Again, this is the forum where I talk. I told my mom, I think I haven't told my sister. But this is interesting. I don't get a lot of dreams. I don't pay attention to them unless because my guru decides what I have to think about all this. Okay, I'm very surrendered to my guru. I don't make decisions like that at all. But this particular dream, and I haven't really got a chance to speak to my guru, is interesting. Meena, I lost my dad, right, 4 or 5 months
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
And it was a bit sudden, though he had this urinary tract infection. We never thought it's going to lead to a cardiac arrest. Apparently, that is something that happens, it seems, which we came to know later. And on the day that he was supposed to be taken to the hospital, he didn't want to. So it was
Yeah.
almost like Ichamaran. He hated hospitals, and for some good reasons. He didn't want all those needles and all that. So, and he
Yeah,
was 76.
absolutely.
He said, I've lived my life. He passed away. Okay, just a month ago, I get a dream. Okay, I get a dream, and this is unbelievable because I don't get such kind of dreams. I get a dream where I am in a room and I find my father walking in. I'm surprised in my dream. It's almost like I know it's a dream and I'm still in the dream. And I'm being very honest with you. I actually hug him. Okay, it's like a bloody three-dimensional dream. I'm like, what? And I'm thinking and I'm hugging and I can feel the smell of the body. Okay, which is again,
Yeah,
I know, I'm
this is
sorry, it
true.
sounds a little, it may sound a little whatever, but I'm just sharing. It smells of the body. I'm hugging him, and I've never hugged my dad for a very long time because I love him, but I don't know if you know, but father son, at least in my generation, we don't hug. We'll get a lovely perfume for him or whatever. But I don't. It's not a Hindi movie. Pitaji, मैं आपसे प्यार करता हूँ. It doesn't work that way. at least in our South India, we don't do all that hugging. We touch the feet. So I'm actually hugging, like, I've never done that. And I'm like, so how are you? And then mom comes in from that same door, and my daughter comes in, and they're like looking, hey, you're back and all. So I'm like asking my dad, how are you? And he says, I'm good, yeah, but I met that same person again. And I know whom he's talking about because he's also passed away, right? Obviously. So he's there, he tells me, and it's so clear. And I wake up with a solid memory, like I'm talking to you right now. You know that, right? A lot of times we don't remember our dreams, or it's a little hazy. I can even now know feel the smell. I can feel his body hugging me. And I told one of my very close friends, and he's like, "Why don't you tell mom?" And I'm like, "Should I?" Because she'll get emotional, but she's strong. So I told her. Now, since we're talking about dreams, isn't this something so vivid? It's almost like the dream was used as a way to enter and communicate with me.
Yes.
That's why I feel that this subject is beautifully not complicated, it's layered, it's got different things. Sometimes you see somebody on the street and doing some maramari, okay? That night you get a dream of violence. You may not even know what, but then it has impacted. But that's a normal dream that you get. Like Meena, you said, sometimes you're thinking about tomorrow and a meeting, I have a solid presentation, I'm not sure, and I get a dream about that. Sometimes you get dreams which, like Bindu said earlier, have nothing to do with the present, have nothing to do probably with this life. Like in my dream, I feel that my father wanted to communicate with me. So he came as a
See,
vision.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mayur, here, let me just tell you an incident which happened, again, a dream.
yeah.
See, I was working in a leading newspaper in Dubai, and I was, in a situation where there was a lot of office politics going on. So I was being, pulled hither and thither because, see, for me, I stand by my principles. I don't like to,
Hmm.
bow down to anybody. I do my job and I go. So when there's a lot of politics, you're torn between what to do and whether to get out. So it got to such a stage that I myself couldn't find a solution. So
Hmm.
once it's at that time I received, I saw a dream where when I was a kid, we were in Pune, and it was a small apartment. And I walked into the bedroom and I saw my father. He used to wear a blue sort of lungi, and he had the smell of cigarette, you know. And
Hmm.
he came in and he said, Mina, why are you crying? So I said, see, I'm in such a bad situation. I don't know, whether to get out or, look for something else or just stick on. And financially, I need this, job. So he said, just think of two things. Is this job really important for you that you can't leave it, or is your family and your life more important for you? You know.
Yeah,
So I said, my family and my life is more important. So he said, just leave it. Things will get sorted out. Just leave it and go ahead in whatever you're doing. The next day, I gave in my resignation because I felt it was a very strong message, coming from my father that, you don't need to compromise or you don't need to, cut a sorry figure in front of these people. Just do what your convictions say and leave it. And I was
true.
very happy. After that, I got a much better job, in a magazine.
Absolutely.
So that was something. Like when you said the smell, I could smell his
Hmm.
cigarette, and his shirt used
Yeah.
to always smell of that. So I
See,
used to love
that's
that.
the interesting part. Interesting part. In a dream, you can literally feel a touch.
Yeah,
You can feel the smell. It's not just that you're visualizing a dream. You're not just seeing.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
hey, Karthik. Karthik is here.
Welcome,
Hi,
Karthik.
sir. Finally, I get to see
Namaskaram.
you here. Namaskar.
Uh,
Yeah. I will now exit.
nam-
Thank you so much. And I'm
Namge,
Welcome.
seeing a
ninge
lot of
sari
comments.
alla
I'm
untu.
seeing a lot of comments coming, Mayur. Oh my God, even I thought he was in his 30s. So, so anyway, I'll exit.
Yeah,
Lovely.
Thank you, Anil.
I don't know how to react. I'll just be getting a lovely dream tonight. All these-
Take care.
but
Thank you.
just
Thank you.
go to the Himalayas. Go to the Himalayas. I insist, and see how everything changes. Anyway, thanks
Wonderful.
Anuradha
Thank you.
for connecting
Thank
with
you.
me as well. Yeah. Hi Karthik.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good.
I think
Meera, you know what?
Karthik, in your presence, has forgotten Savitri and me as well.
Like Savitri can speak, I'll speak after that.
Oh
No,
yeah,
no, I
Savitri.
said
Yeah,
you forgot to wish us.
no, I
Welcome
think
back.
Karthik will Meena. If I'm sorry, I'm just saying because I think the
Yeah,
lady
please.
is there, so I would love to. We can listen to her, and
Yeah.
then
Okay.
I'll
So
talk.
Yeah,
We can
Savitri,
I'll,
you
interact.
can
I'll, I'll
take
hear, no
over
problem.
now. Yeah.
Hi, this is Savitri,
Yeah.
and you really look. I thought you'll be around 40. You'll get lot of Apsara's dream today. Don't worry. Okay, Mayur, I just wanted to ask. See, I'm a South Indian Tamil. And I'm in all these parties and all. They used to say, if you dream somebody's marriage who is alive, it seems they will, not live a long life. And if you see that person dying in your dreams, then वो बहुत जिएंगे. Any truth in this?
I don't think so. To be frank, I
No,
personally
no,
don't think
yeah.
so. No, 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 I don't think so.
Okay,
These
yeah.
are all assumptions, aberrations of the mind.
Assumption, yeah. Okay.
Sometimes what happens, Savitri, right? Sometimes what happens is it comes that way and it happens. So we think that's how it is. Are you understanding what I'm
Ah,
saying?
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah, I
think
got
that
it.
we it sometimes it's a coincidence, and we completely turn that into some sort of a logic or a philosophy or some sort of a theory that, oh, if this happens, that happens. I don't personally think so. I do believe in many things, but this part, and it's not
Good.
even it's not the right thing. I mean, I'm not about you. I'm saying generally, to if you, because it can be so it can be so
It can be so
disheartening, isn't it?
unnerving. Yeah,
Of
long
course,
time back, I dreamt one of my friend, and I was feeling so bad for 3 4 days. I
exactly.
started saying, I said, I was praying to God, like, then good, yeah. I thought that's how kuch nahi hoga. It will be fine. Just the other day, Karthik, I want to just 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You had told me about Sadhgurus, that paranormal. So मैं सोच रही थी, no fear and all. But this paranormal, when you feel those, what you say, souls, are they related to you, to your ancestors, or just like anyone can come and be around you? Remember one day you told me about Sadhguru Shivratri. I was sitting alone and shivering. I think you forgot, and you
Yeah, yeah,
told
yeah.
me.
No, I remember.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah.
so are these souls, or I don't know what you call them? They are somewhere related to your ancestors, or just like they come anywhere. Any
Okay.
relation with the concerned person, or just like out of
Respond?
random? Yeah.
If you're done, I'll respond.
Yes, yes, I'm done.
Can I respond? Okay, okay, okay. Just want to get the clarity because I can't see you as well. Here's my take on this. It's not always that the entities, I'm not talking about you, okay, Savitri, I'm saying generally. Otherwise, I'll
Mm-hmm.
end up giving you shivers. It's not
No, no,
always,
I'm not shivering. I'm fine. I have faith
you're
in
not
God.
shivering,
No
right?
fear.
Savitri, let me finish. I'm said the what I will say to you may give you shivers. Right now, you are not. I'm talking about the future.
Okay.
Hold
Okay.
your horses. Hold your horses, and listen to me carefully. What I'm telling you is this, Savitri. From what I understand from people who have been infected or affected by these entities as recent as 2 days ago, where I had a conversation with a lady who said that she feels her hair is gets pulled a little bit, so much so that I had to literally check how much. So I said, is it this much? Is it a pinch? And that's how strong she feels the presence. She's scared right now. So I've told her, please do not. So now coming to, you'll have to do the connections here, Savitri. What I'm trying to tell you is there are certain energies who may want to communicate with you. They may want to be there for you to protect you, and they may be connected with you in terms of your relationship, maybe your ancestors, your uncle, whatever. Okay, some souls who still remember and they're still there, but there could be certain energies who uh, do come in and get try to get connected if you allow and open the doors. For example, people who do planchets, who do those, what is that called, the Ouija boards. These are very dangerous ways to play with entities for your own excitement. Uh, the person whom I'm talking about, whose hair gets stuck, did the Ouija board when she was in college, and it's dangerous. You never know. Sometimes these entities get stuck with you. They will not leave. They're very strong. They also, their nutrition is electricity. Their nutrition is fear. So if the person is scared, um, and is vulnerable, is keeps thinking that something is there, and not getting protection by doing prayers or chantings. Um, and if, for example, there are energies around, it is somewhat possible, not always, that that energy could come and make its presence felt. In your case, when I spoke about that, where the Sadguru thing was going on and the Shiva, I told you, please don't believe me. Do you remember that, Savitri? I
Yes,
told you
yes,
don't
I
believe me.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I still persist that you don't believe me, because what I'm talking about is more as a possible thing, but may not be specific to your case. In your case, it's about the overexcitement. It's the positive thing. I mean that from my
Yeah.
heart. What you talked about with Sadhguru is it filled you up with a lot of exuberance, spiritual excitement, and that also makes us internally shiver. There's a physiological reaction that happens when you see, for example, a super being or an enlightened person who speaks. You feel, wow. That's what happens when I'm in front of my guru while my guru is performing the puja. Just completely, there is a physiological reaction. Mind is so positive. So, but yes, there are entities who could, if they find a way, they can try and infect. But 99.99% of the time, we may not be even aware of it. Okay, but there is a percentage of people. Now, the person I spoke about, Meena, I was telling Savitri, Karthik, you're there, right? Is
Yeah.
Meena, I was just saying that lady who feels the tug. Now,
Yeah.
that entity, that person, no names, she has, she is more spiritual. She's unwantingly more spiritual. You know why I say
Yeah.
that? She can very easily do astral travel.
Oh,
Oh,
What I'm saying is, it's not that she's learnt it. It's come because of her past life.
yeah.
She's able to, and therefore,
It's like a
the
gift.
negative. It's a gift, but then remember, Karthik, a gift can also be a curse in some sense,
Yeah.
because then you're
Yeah.
also opening up to other things, which is what is happening to her. And that's why I said, please, you have to do. So I was telling her, she does a mantra japa, everything. And there is a strong lineage to spirituality. I'm not going to get into the details because she's probably going to watch this as well. So I don't want to give too much away. But I can tell you one thing: people who have the gifts should also be aware of other things. Because when the astral body goes out, that means you're also very open, right? So these are the things I wanted to share. Savitri, I hope I've responded to your specific question of
yeah,
query.
yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much. One day I'll come alive, live, because 8 to 9 is the time I do roti, viti, and all. I mean, all with the night count, so I don't come. That's why. Anyway, all of you rocking. Mayur, God bless you, and bye, Meena.
Bye
Let
bye,
others get the
Savitri.
chance.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye
yeah.
bye. Yeah. We have also Vishal actually with us. So, Karthik, your turn.
Yeah. I'll start with nightmares.
Yeah.
uh, I think from the age of 10 or maybe 9, I used to get a very recurrent nightmare that I'm standing on earth and the sky is full of fire. The like embers are falling on me like rain. The embers are raining on me,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm stuck there. I'm unable to do anything. I'm at the same time shocked. I'm at the same time excited also. So that dream I used to get, I think, till the age of 13, and suddenly one day it stopped. And I used to get up, and I used to be all the whole body used to be full of sweat. And many times I used to cry, why this is happening to me? And it used to happen between 2:30 and 3 o'clock. I used to get up, then again I used to go back to sleep. So dreams, of course, there are many beautiful dreams are very beautiful. I have seen a whole film in a dream. A complete movie I have seen in a dream. I mean, it's
you
like
don't you
some
don't
kind of.
you don't need Netflix, bro. You
Yeah,
don't
I
need
don't need a
Netflix.
Netflix. No, if you look at that way, dreams are like an entertainment to you if
Yeah.
you're strong
Absolutely.
enough to handle them. The
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True.
strangest dream I would say is when I saw the dream. I woke up. It started probably around 3:30, 4 o'clock. I woke up around 6 o'clock to go and fetch milk, and I'm still in dream. I'm still in dream. I have gone. I'm experiencing the same atmosphere which I saw in the dream. Believe me, that atmosphere, that dreamy state persisted till the till I think 8:30 9 o'clock.
Oh God.
5 hours of dream,
Mm.
and I was scared. Ki, am I really here or am I in the dream? It
Yeah.
was like I was stuck between two worlds.
Yeah.
Then slowly it started wearing off, and by 10 o'clock I thought, okay, I started slapping water on my face, and then to see whether I'm really awake, I started pinching myself. I was awake,
Yeah.
and yeah, of course, the dream was too vivid and too
Uh,
strong.
Karthik, can I shock you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
As I speak with you, as you are speaking with me, as Meena is speaking with us, as Vilak, how do you say your name? Yeah,
Vishalakshi,
Visalakshi.
Vishalakshi,
Visalakshi.
Vishalakshi. Vishalakshi.
Vishalakshi is
wide
waiting to
eyes.
speak. Hey, dude, Karthik, dude, you just got a micro percentage of the reality, which is we are already in a dream. This is a dream. This is a dream. This is a dream. It's called Maya. You just got a taste of it. You're lucky. It's a message. Hey, you know what? We are in a dream. This is a dream. It's all Inception. If you've seen the movie, we're all in a
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah,
It's all 3D. In a dream, like Meena said, she could smell, or I could smell, I could feel. I mean, what else it is? It's just that we don't know how to process that.
Yeah.
It's too
Absolutely.
complicated. Like that's why I believe, and a lot of people say, where science ends, spirituality begins.
Yeah.
begins.
This whole collage of aspects of life and living and what it is, the movie Matrix with Keanu Reeves. It's still tough, but
Yeah.
you're getting a little bit of an idea, right? Because you're living your dream, you're not sure.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we are. We are very sure this is not a dream, though it is. Like intellectually, I can tell you it is a dream, but I still can't prove it because I can still pinch and I am there. It's 3D, but still,
Yeah.
if I can feel 3D in a dream, by the same
Then
logic,
what?
I'm still a 3D in my dream. This is a dream.
Yeah.
I know
Then
I'm
what
crazy,
exactly
but
is
I
the
can't get any
reality?
more crazy. well, well, the reality is when you sleep and you have no dream and you are completely blank. That is the reality, I guess.
I would say the reality is when your five senses are completely under control, subdued. That is when you experience the reality beyond your senses.
Yeah.
Yep,
Do you
yep.
agree with that?
Interestingly, just as they say that when they talk about the Kundalini, Karthik, Kundalini are typically seven
Yeah,
chakras, no?
the
Right?
serpent.
Well, yeah, but interestingly, there are no seven chakras. There are many more chakras above the head,
Yeah.
many more chakras,
Okay.
and therefore, yeah, Karthik, and I know some people who have done study on that. So, what you
Oh,
talk
that's
about
something
five
new. Yeah.
senses,
That is something new
yeah,
to
that's
me as
five.
well.
Yeah, five senses are just what we think.
Yeah.
If you start meditating 3 hours a day for 5 years, you will realize, and I'm not saying this with any arrogance, Karthik, as a sadhaka, I'm saying, because that's all I can do, I can share, is you will realize there are certain senses or certain aspects of your intelligence where you say, I can't believe that I can read this person's mind. I can't believe that I'm able to really go into his thought process.
Yeah.
That's just one part. You might have a physiological sense where you can say, I can easily levitate because, hey, it is a human being who said that this is gravity. It's a human being because the apple fell and all that stuff here. Because he's not seen the apple levitating.
So the
So it's
reality
so
is what we
beautiful.
perceive
Yeah.
as reality.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So when I told you, Karthik, that we are in the dream, this is what I'm just saying, thinking, assuming. But actually, I can't prove because I have to live with the fact that this is a reality because I'm perceiving it as that way. If
Perceive,
one of my child
you could say,
if one of my childhood friends sees me saying all this and he will immediately call the van to take me to a mental hospital because he'll say you're crazy, you're done, you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
because
it's basically,
because the point is, Karthik, people don't, and again, don't take me as arrogant, but people are not able to, they're not
Yeah.
interested in finding out
Understand.
more. That's why Candid Meena session is interesting for me. Do you know how much my body is
of
lively right
course,
now?
no doubt.
Yeah, my this not this chakra is getting awakened now.
Yeah. Absolutely. Very interesting.
Earlier in the session, one Miss Bindu was referring to a dream about a temple.
Temple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Around 15, 16 years back, I saw a dream where I'm, the what do you call, the The compound walls of the South Indian temples are painted with red and I think purple.
Yeah.
Vertical
Okay.
lines are painted,
uh,
and I'm walking on the path. I'm entering a mountain, and the top of the mountain, the temple is there.
yeah.
I enter the sanctorum, and there's a big flash of light,
Mm.
and my dream ends there.
Oh.
So this dream came for almost 4 to 5 times.
Mm.
So every time
Wow.
I'm actually getting down from a train, walking to the mountain. I mean, it's not exactly very tall. It is maybe just like you have the mountain temples in Tamil Nadu, like Palani and all that. So I'm climbing and I'm going up. For the first time, I saw the flash of light. The second time, I'm just entering the door and the dream gets over. So what happened? My Ishtadeva is Lord Subramanya, my
Yeah.
namesake. I'm named after Lord Subramanya.
Yeah.
So I started visiting all the mountain temples in Tamil Nadu, thinking that I'll see the temple somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be able to familiar. Maybe I'll be able to locate the temple. I visited around 50 temples in Tamil Nadu. I couldn't locate anywhere. Then I realized that maybe I have gone to the other dimension where the temple is. Maybe I'm going to another dimension and visiting the temple there. And believe it or not, I have seen 2 to 3 temples uh, of like Shirdi and Tirupati on the other side.
Wow.
This, the backdrop, everything is different, but
Yeah.
your heart knows that it is the same temple.
Mm.
You know
Wow.
that deep inside that your heart tells you this is Shirdi, this is Tirupati.
Yeah.
But the backdrop, everything is different. So that kind of
Right.
dreams I have seen.
Amazing. Well, Karthik, we again are assuming that everything is confined to Earth.
Yeah.
We don't see when we go further into this, we will realize that time and space and causation is very subjective.
Yeah.
I still haven't found the answer with respect to who created the distance between 2 seconds. I still don't know. Why is it one tick tick two and not one tick tick two, or one tick tick two, one tick tick? I don't know, which actually is connected to time. So you might have, you might have at some point of time in your life, as what I feel, and I'm excited to say this, is you might not have been on this planet, for God's sake. How do we assume that this is the only place with temples?
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many civilizations. The Mayan civilization, they had their temples hundreds or
I
thousands
have
of years ago.
I have
So
seen alien ships also in my dreams.
Oh, wow.
Alien planets in my dream. Very weird beings I have seen. Of course, I used to get scared when I was very young. Now, the dream started when I started experiencing them when I grew up. Then the fear was not there because I probably got over it because I had grown up and I had understood what the dreams were. So the understanding actually removes the fear. Whatever
yeah,
was your nightmare when you were a child, when you were a kid, may not be a nightmare now. It may become
Yeah.
a simple dream itself.
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Meena, I can only say that, Karthik, when you say all this, at least personally, I take it very seriously. I don't take that with even 1% of, sort of, oh, really, come on. I really take it seriously because I believe in it. I believe in it. In fact, you should Google the Anunnakis, who were supposed to be actually the gods who came to Earth. They visited Earth, and they create. I don't want to get into details; it's a little gory. But how they created the human life? They actually married, if you know what I'm saying. They actually impregnated and created human life. The Anunnaki. Check it up.
That
There is a
reference,
beautiful.
Yes.
There's a
that
documentary on
reference
National
is
Geographic on that.
that
Yes.
reference is there in books of Dolores Cannon or Eric Von Daniken. I have
Sure,
read those books,
sure.
The
So
Chariots
Karthik,
of
you know what I'm
Gods.
saying? Exactly, the chariots of gods. In fact, I know of this person who is, forget about all those Anunnakis. Hey, I know of a person whose name is, I'll mention his name, Dr. Padmakar Vartak. He lives in
Oh,
Pune. I met him. I don't know how he is now because
Padmakar
when I
Vartak.
met him, but doctor, he's a surgeon, retired surgeon. I went to
Okay.
his clinic. He has written, I think, a book, or he's written a book. I'm not able to get my mind on that, the name. I got to know of this person from a part of training program that I was doing in Mumbai, and he said, "Sir, you should meet him." He used to do astro travel, and and he's actually traveled to different planets. So I met him in person. because this was when maybe 15 years or maybe 12 years ago. So Meena, this person, when I met him, he was 73 or 74 years old. He has written books actually on past life regression. He's actually gone and met people who've had that, who remember their past life. But he specifically told me that he has done astral travel. He's a surgeon, for God's sake. He's not some guy who's just saying, "Oh, I travel." No, he's a normal guy. He's a medical surgeon. He's got his things proper here. And Meena was telling me that he's actually traveled astrally and seen other civilizations. He's told me what kind of entities he's seen. He's traveled, but sorry.
I have even read a book. I don't remember the author who had run a remote viewing of moon.
Yeah.
Remote viewing is basically a projecting your astral body to the location where you want to go, and you will experience the place sitting here physically.
Absolutely.
So he had done a remote viewing on the dark side of the moon, and he has written, I don't remember exactly what he had written. He came back because somebody noticed him there and blocked him, and he had to rush back immediately.
Yeah. So Karthik, what I was saying is that time and space really doesn't matter, no? You can as an astral body, there's no physicality in it, and you can at the speed of like a light. That's why if you watch, I do watch paranormal, by the way. It's interesting. You'll find people describing. I watch it every day. It's a tonic for me, and the night especially. It's fun. And then I yearn for some paranormal kuch to knocking over. Last 2 days I've been getting something, but I'm like, oh shit, did I ask for too much?
Which series?
It's a paranormal thing. It's a Russian paranormal thing. Russian. It's called Dark Ghost Paranormal. Russian.
Oh, I must see it. Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's awesome. You know why? You want to wonder. You can. I love to go in as a skeptic. I love to go in as, nah, it's not. In that Sanskrit, neti, 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 no. But then you're watching on what? Seriously? I mean, how is he capturing? So they use all these Russian technological whatever. Well, now the word Russian doesn't really go well. Like during the pandemic, China didn't go well. But anyway, I'm taking the risk of using the word Russian. But I have to tell you
I think Mayur in India, it goes well. Everybody's for Putin only.
Yes. I know. But I heard somebody removed the name Russian salad from the menu here. That was nice. But coming back to the point, Meena, I feel like Karthik said, dreams may not, I feel, be only to do with what has happened and then what comes out in the dream state, right? What's happened in the real time. It can be so beautifully layered. It could be something like he said, he is in the dream and he's walking, he's coming. Now, is that sleepwalking? Maybe he's sleepwalking and dreaming while he's sleepwalking. I don't know, because even he may not know. But the fact of the matter is, he literally had to pinch himself that the skin got red, I'm sure, Karthik, right? And then he sees,
In dreams, the colors are more vivid and much more stronger, and what do you call that? They hit you in your face when you see, especially the plants and flowers and all that. When you see them, they are more vivid and more vibrant. Right. And I heard you talking that you felt the smell. So that was new, because they say in dreams you don't experience all those senses like smell, color. But I have seen color.
Colors. That's what shocked, but that's what surprised me is I could smell. So is it the memory of the smell? No, I'm not even smell that way, right? But I'm talking about the smell of the body. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying.
The neurons which are connected to the smell are very next to the memory.
Yeah.
So your memory gets triggered faster through a smell rather to touch or any other sense.
I think we'll also give Visalakshi a chance to speak, because she's been
thoroughly enjoying.
Yeah, I'll have my dinner. I'll get back again after a few minutes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Karthik, nice. Was a pleasure.
Of course, I'll keep coming back again.
Yeah.
So nice to see Karthik. Like how Mayur and Meena, they were waiting. Even I was waiting. Who is this Karthik? I have to see him. And then Karthik got on. I said, okay, done. Even I'm going to listen to him. So interesting. So once again, hello, happy Monday. Yeah, and Mayur, just to clear a confusion, I'm Sujata. Sujata Shankaran is Vishalakshi Iyer. Okay, so I'm the same person. I'm there even in your Insta. So
Yes,
Vishalakshi is
yes,
my
yes.
birth name. Yeah, so somebody told me that isko use karo tumko acha rahega. I said theek hai Guruji, done. So my thing about dream is, as I had written to Meena the earlier before you came into the show, it's not just me. Even in my family members, I have two elder sisters and a younger brother. We're a family of four, and my mom. So we grew up in a very difficult childhood because my father was not a very good man, and lot of things. So my mother is our center pillar, and we are all kind of the north, south, east, west, like how we call each other. So we're all kind of that kind of thing. And my mother is a very spiritual person. She's an astrologer herself, and she sits here, and across oceans she can tell what's happening. So
Oh,
I guess I get that gift from her. And but my mother said don't use it because channelizing such gifts, as you said, the Ouija board or something like that, where these extra evil energies try to come and latch onto you. So that is the reason my mother said, no, you're not going to do this. Get a good education, and then you can kind of do some kind of social service. So now my question about the dream is that. I don't know much about the Jallianwala Bagh when we were younger, but I have dreams where we are all running through some narrow, cemented walls and things like that, and it's very scary. It's like gunshots, and people are chasing you. More than gunshots, it's somebody chasing us. So, and then there is some big well, and we are all jumping into it, thinking that we are going to come out of it alive. So that kind of dreams kept haunting me for a long time, and I didn't know what to do with it. So then my mother told me, you'll have to first go in the dream and confront yourself. Stop running in the dream and ask yourself. That is through meditation, not through a day or two. But eventually I did that, and the day I confronted myself, from that day the dream stopped. That's it.
okay.
It just went away, and I don't get that dream. Even if I try to dream about it, I can't. So what could be the reason, Mayur? I mean, it's not just me, even my brothers and sisters. So
Yeah.
what could be the
They get
reason?
the
It's
same
like,
dream. They get the
yes,
same dream.
yeah, same dream with the similar experiences and jumping into the well. You know,
I got.
Mm,
yeah. So that kind of a dream.
can I respond,
Yes, yes,
Sujata?
yes.
I would say that you believe, I presume, because I believe that we are in a journey. We are a spiritual soul on an earthly journey. So we are evolving with new life, new birth, and slowly rising and rising towards what we ultimately need to do is merge with the super consciousness. Is my camera frozen, or you can see
No,
me
no, it
speak?
isn't.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, we
Sometimes.
can see.
Okay,
Yeah. Is it?
okay. No worries. Sorry, I just saw my camera. As I see, it's frozen. So as
I
long
think
as you
now
can see
it's
me,
frozen. Now it's
Yeah,
frozen. Yes.
yeah,
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, no worries. Anyway, you can hear me now.
yeah.
Yes.
See, Sujata, what I'll tell you is this from my perspective is the whole foundation of what I said was that we are in this particular journey of living, dying, living, dying. One of the journeys, it could have happened that as you lived, the way you died was very tragic. You must have been born in a particular community, in a particular geography, at a particular time of history. Okay. Now I don't know whether it's Jallianwala Bagh or whatever, but I know it's something which was very violent. And you know
Yes.
that even today, as
Yes.
we speak, there are so many atrocities happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
when that soul dies, that soul that jumped into the well is dead. But when it is as traumatic and tragic and probably ill-timed, that
Hmm.
is when I believe that, because obviously when the soul dies, it has to again take a birth, isn't it? It can't be,
Yes.
it just doesn't stop. It has to evolve or devolve. So it
Yes.
evolved. It evolved into something which came in the form of Sujata. All
Hmm.
right.
Yes.
and and I also think, because you bring in your family members, I think
Yes.
that the way those of you at that in that life died collectively. Okay, when that happened, see, when something like that happened, the soul obviously comes out of the body, right? It's an orb, and those orbs would have been in any case together facing the same kind of a situation, the same kind of violent death. So now how does that process work? Who decides? Because there is a higher consciousness. So you
Mhm.
got again the birth, and you were born as uh, connected. Now in your past life you may not have been brother, sister, etc., but
Yes,
you
yes,
must have been part of a group, but then you were born now and you were destined to be more connected. Maybe you all
yes,
found more strength together after
yes,
what you all had been through. That
yes,
collective consciousness happened after you guys faced what you had to. And
yes,
therefore I
yes,
think coming to the present life is that injury that has happened, if I can put it that way, to the soul, in terms of how it went through something, though normally mathematically you're not supposed to have the memories, but because it's been so harsh, it comes out in the form of recurring dreams, all of you having similar dreams. But I guess it's you affirming to yourself that it's done. I don't want to have that because I'm out of it. I'm living my
yes,
present life, because
yes,
logically there's no need for that memory to come in, but it's a
yes,
subconscious thing that's playing. um,
correct.
hard as it may have been for me to articulate, I hope you've understood my perspective on that.
Absolutely clear, crystal clear, and it's very reassuring coming from a person like you. So before I
I'm
go, and yeah, before I go, I just want to say about Anuradha. Very beautiful experience she narrated about her father, and the whole thing about serving dogs and being so humane. It's so nice to connect with people like you. Thank you, Meenadi and Mayurji. That I somehow my Mondays are incomplete without you, and it's such a nice feeling. Thank you so much that Meenadi does this so lovingly. Really, I hats off to you and your patience. Not only this Mayur show, so many other things, but somehow Mayur show is the one which gets me grounded. I somehow, you know, whatever
Yeah,
I'm doing, this show I
absolutely.
have to be.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much
thank
for
you.
all the love. Okay, so I'll give my chance. My chance is done, and we are about 9:20. So let me just sign off. Okay, bye
Yeah,
bye, bye bye,
Bye
thank you,
bye,
Sujata.
Sujata.
bye.
Bye,
Yeah,
Sujata.
thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye bye.
Bye.
We have one more person, Priyanka. Let me just tell you a little bit about her, Mayur.
Yeah, sure.
Priyanka is a very, very intelligent girl, who's been with us for quite some time now, Mayur, and she's been
Yeah.
telling us a lot of her experiences in a very bold manner. And
Mhm.
I see a lot of good energy in her, Mayur, and I always feel that, see, whenever she comes, she really has something to convey to us. So,
Yeah.
welcome, Priyanka.
Hi, Priyanka.
Thank you, Minaji. Hi, Mayur. It was a great session. Minaji, my question is little weird, but anyway, I believe that Mayur can answer this question.
Yeah.
On YouTube, there are a lot of people who have shared their experience, and they call themselves as light workers. Light workers are those people, they come from other planet, and they are exactly like us, but they don't they belong to some other planet. And when they become adult, then they are able to realize that they are from some other planet. For example, they dreamt it, or may during sleep, uh, they went to some other planet, and then they are able to relate to that planet, because they have grown up for so many years, but on earth they are not able to relate with people, like
Okay.
even with their parents also.
Okay.
So how far is this true? My question is to Mayur.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mayur, are you
Priyanka,
with
can you?
us? Yeah.
Yeah, Priyanka, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
I
can
can.
hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, Meena, I think there has been a little bit of an issue because I showed you that speaker that I got,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
new gift, birthday gift. So I
Yeah.
inserted that, and after that, it's playing. So
Yeah.
at least for the most of the time, I was, visible. Now
Yeah.
my physical state is
Yeah. Yeah.
has entered a dream state.
You're
Please
on a
assume that
you're on
way.
an
Because
astral
it's entered a
journey.
dream state, you won't be able to see
Yeah.
me. I'm on an astral journey, and therefore my physical body is not going to be seen. Okay, that's the only way I can,
Yeah. Yeah.
sort of get away with the
Yeah.
fact that my camera is not working. I don't know, it just stopped here
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah.
Uh,
Doesn't matter. You can just yeah, respond to.
Okay,
Yeah.
Priyanka, if you don't mind, there was even my mic was playing a little bit. I only could, can you just, in a sentence, please, if you don't mind, because I won't be able to respond if I'm not understood your question clearly. Just can you quickly tell me what you wanted
Yes.
to know?
Yes, a lot of people say that they are light workers and they have been sent from other planet to this planet, and they don't belong to this planet. They look like us. I mean, exactly like human beings. But they say there are a lot of people on YouTube. They say that they are from another planet, and this they came to know when they became adult and they dreamt of something, or in sleep they were taken to a planet, and the people there were different, and they knew that language which they all were speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So how
Okay.
far is this true?
Okay, so I'll respond. It's a very interesting question. I'll try to be concise. See, Priyanka, again, my take on this is the following. I'll articulate that by bifurcating my answer. Okay. Take it as Meena, take it as an audio podcast, all right?
Yeah.
Spotify
Absolutely. Yeah.
podcast apps, if you don't mind. And you can, and people have said I look whatever, so you can visualize me. Okay. Okay. So here's what I say, Priyanka. One perspective is, which I'm very sure about, is forget about other languages. For sure, the people who are you mentioned as light workers. Have you heard of the word enlightened people? Yes, right.
Yes.
So yes. So enlightened or enlightenment is if you look at it, isn't it the word light there in that, right? So more than light workers, these are enlightened people. Santa Jnaneshwar, enlightened, or in your terms, the light worker. Shri Ravi Shankar ji, light worker. Sadhguru ji, light worker. Meena ji's guru, Nityanand ji, the light worker. These, and there are many others beyond this India. We are only conforming to who we know here on this part of the planet. You don't know, or I don't know, that the igloos in Antarctica has a light worker. We don't know. If you go to the tribals in Amazon who don't even want for us to come in, they have their own senior tribal leader who's a light worker. They come in different forms. They come in with different cultures because they adapt. They need to vibe with us. But still, when you see, for example, or my Guru Swami Sadyojata Shankarashram, when I see him, he is an enlightened worker. I can't use the word worker because he's my God, but they come in to help the community and the people to understand, hey, what is your journey? They give light to us. They show us the light, and as we are traveling through the tunnel of life. So Priyanka, are you getting what I'm saying? These are the light workers, and one step ahead, I personally believe these are people who are not they're just in a human form. Okay, they are not confined to just earth, but they have been sent. They're those advanced beings who say, okay, we would like to do something for the existence that's there on earth, because that's why we are yearning. No, we're yearning to do prayers. We get very excited when we do puja, because they're showing us the light. Ultimately, it is to reach the state of enlightenment for us as well. If, for example, Priyanka, you reach a point where you feel enlightened, maybe in this life or future life, you might be given a different territory called a planet XYZ, and you might go there. However crazy it sounds, it could be matching what you said in different languages. So today, enlightened people speak our language because that's the language we'll understand. If they go to a planet which is the Nagas, you know that there's a planet called the planet of the Nagas as well. They may not use any language. They use puss, puss, and maybe when a Naga does puss, we think that, hey, it's just doing puss. Maybe it's communicating. It's saying your language is so ancient. We only have to do puss, and we can communicate far more.
Yeah.
Right.
right? I hope you've extracted some part of what I've said, because a lot of it, even I don't know what I said. Actually, I do. I'm just joking. I do. I do. So when you see a person in an orange robe, they are light workers. I'm not saying all and whatever, because there'll be some people who say, hey, there are people who are fakes. In everything, there's a fake element here. But I'm talking about the real ones. Vedas, Upanishads, all these things happen, right? Because that's the real content which comes in the form of languages like Sanskrit. There are other languages which we may not know. You know, the Aborigines in Australia, they have their own spirituality here. The cave drawings that you see, it's interesting. So Priyanka, you are absolutely right, but that's a world that we need to research, and it'll take a few lives for us.
Also,
Okay.
Mayur,
Yeah.
Aishwarya is asking, recently we have shifted to a new house after my
Mhm.
father's death. In the puja room, once I slept, I saw a dream of a spirit in the house. Saw this dream only in the afternoon, and that too only in puja room.
The dream, I saw the dream of a spirit in the house. Saw this dream only in the afternoon, and yeah, I'm not sure about how I'll respond to the only in the afternoon and only in the puja room. It could be that yeah, okay, in the dream she saw the spirit. Yeah, could be, because again, Meena, and to Aishwarya, um, it could be two things. One is, it could be that the spirit is still there, because you know that for the 13 days they are there, and that's why we do all these rituals to help the and guide the spirit to go away. But they're there hovering around. Maybe it was trying to connect with you. It was, and you were probably more open to the connection as well, Aishwarya. That's one way. The other is, also presume that when we are impacted by it so much, like Meena, you talked about earlier, when we're impacted, it comes in the form of a dream. So it could also be that, because for the love for your father and the connection, the memories, and to feel, unfortunately, the loss, that also can create the dream. So it could be either as well. One is the supernormal paranormal aspect, where you know that entity, that soul of your father, use the dream to come into you, come in contact with you. And the other is, you must have probably had the dream because you were thinking so much about your father, against the backdrop of your father's, untimely or unfortunate sort of demise. My heartfelt condolences to your father's death as well. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share, Meena.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think on that note, I'll just let me
Yeah.
just see one more.
Yeah.
Mayurji, can you please clear my doubt whether your mother's brother who troubled when alive will trouble me, my son, husband, my mother expired last September, and brother this February?
I didn't under your mother, as
Yeah,
in his mother, right? I got a
yeah,
little
yeah.
shocked. Yeah.
Asha's mother.
Asha is asking. Asha's mother. Okay, I'm just help me out. I'm just trying to read this.
Yeah.
Whether my
Please clear my doubt
mother's
whether
brother,
your mother, brother
who
who
trouble.
troubled when alive will trouble me, my son, my husband. My mother expired last September, and brother this
Oh,
February.
oh,
Whether they will come in trouble.
no, my straight answer is no. They won't. I'm just saying this. I mean, you might say, how do you say? But I just feel that it's not as easy to just, you know how difficult it is for us to go into other realms.
Yeah.
You think it's a cakewalk? No, it's not. uh, why was the birth mean of black magic and all that happening, is because that was
Yeah.
the way,
Yeah.
through whatever content that was created, or the techniques, yeah, thousands
Yeah.
of years ago. So in your case, Asha, I personally don't think, but I can just request, Asha, that if you have that fear, because fear can become very dangerous if you keep that fear. So I would request and urge, Asha, if you can please do certain chantings of the god that you are close to. It may be a devi, it may be a deva, it could be whoever. Do the chantings, because those vibrations will in your mind strengthen you a lot. You won't have that fear, because remember, Meena, sometimes the reality may not be there, but the fear of that reality can create more problems.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, nothing will be there, but the fear. It's like, walking on a lonely road at 2 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning. There's nothing to fear, but oh my God, I'm walking at 2 o'clock, and that fear could give us the shivers and maybe give us a fever as well.
Absolutely.
But to Asha, I just say that protect yourself and strengthen your mind with chantings. And I personally don't think that they will ever be able to do anything. it doesn't work that way. It's not as easy. It happens more in movies, not in reality.
Yeah.
And I've seen one thing, Meena. Such things don't have the ability to actually touch you.
Yeah.
They can only create knocks and all here and there. Yeah. Sorry.
I think we have one more person. Moon, would you like to join us?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please welcome.
Yeah. Hi, Mayur.
Hi.
Actually, I see some dreams like early when I see some dreams regularly. From my childhood, I always used to see one dream, and actually, it happened to me. But and after once it happened, I never got that dream again. Okay. And now, sometimes what happens, I like one of my sister-in-law is there, and her brother got married, and that his wife, he she did black magic on the whole family just because she was having a boyfriend, and she wanted to marry him, and she got married to someone else. So she just wanted that that family should get spoiled, and she should go back to her. So when she told me about all this thing, I don't know why, how, and why. I see something. I have never been to my sister in this house, but I saw that she has planted some black magic chits, like some mantra, or I don't know what is that. It has been kept in some places, and I told her that please check whether something is there in your house. Like I saw that they enter your house, on the right side wall there is a calendar, and something is in Urdu. Something has been written over there, and she knows that I never have had been to her house, and it was there. I really don't
Hmm.
understand why I see this all these things and how it happens to me. Sometimes I get scared, but at presently I'm really confused why this thing is happening to me.
Hmm. See, Moon, I can only tell you that there is something which you could do, which is purification of the house. I heard you. I couldn't hear you very clearly, but I think you're talking about black magic and the chits that appear and then right. Am I right, Moon? That's what you're talking about. Are you there? Okay, I think the camera is stuck. So my take, Meena, and I think you can just add because I couldn't really perceive what she was saying because
Yeah.
of the mic, the sound
So she
system.
was saying
But
that
yeah,
when she entered the room, on the calendar, she saw something written in Urdu, on the calendar, and
hmm,
she's seeing such things more often.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is not to do with the dreams, right? It's about black magic. I just think that there has to be
Yeah, she's
some
there.
things done.
She's there now.
Yeah, Moon, I think you need to just. I'm just a student, okay? I'm not an expert in this, Baba, but I can only tell you that you could do a purification of the house, do a home, a gunner home, or something which
See,
will
I just
create the
want
right
to
kind of.
know that all this thing happened to
Hmm,
them, right?
hmm.
How and why am I able to visualize all these things?
Well, I guess
I
some
have
people,
never
as
been to their house.
yeah,
How can I
right,
say that once they enter the house, the main door, it's on the right side wall, and the calendar is in a white color? How can I
yes.
say it's a wall hanging calendar
Because
and something is
Moon, you
written
are
behind it?
gifted. Moon, if you're done with your question, let me very quickly answer. You
Yes, sir.
have the gift or the strength or the ability which you're not alone. I know of some people in certain villages who have the strength. Meena, they have the strength to visualize the fact that, and this happened to our family and the whole family, the whole extended family, where we had to do the pratisthapana. Okay, the pratisthapana of our old family Devi statue, which we didn't know where it was. This person in the native place we had gone, he using his technically or typically use the word powers or abilities, sitting somewhere 200-300 kilometers away in a village, was visualizing. And one of our family distant members, he went there and over the phone he's telling him, go to the right, go to the left, now down, there's a ditch. Okay, not down that, not there, just a little ahead. The person who's saying is 300 kilometers, 200 and 300 kilometers away, and the person who's finding it is on the phone listening. That's exactly, Moon, what you are. It's something that you carry with your birth. Okay, it just got awakened. You just need to take that as a blessing. That's it. Don't get too spooked about it. But because these are gifts you can't understand. Some people have very strong intuitive powers. They can have the intuition that something is going to happen, or what do you call that, premonitions, right? Visions. So what you have is a vision. So Moon, that's my response to you. It's not, in fact, there's nothing that should spook you. You just need to not let it overpower you, and you start thinking a lot about it. It's okay, it happens. There are people who have that strength to be able to mentally get that vision. It's like that. Okay, Moon.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mayur. Thank you,
Thank you,
Meena.
Moon.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. So I think
So
on that
Meena,
note,
yeah,
yeah.
we made up Meena, for the last time. I think I just realized, I'm learning now. What happened when my camera went off is, on its own, paranormally, there's a laptop camera, right? The original laptop camera, and the one that I have, the external camera. So
Yeah.
for some reason, when I touched the wire, for some reason, I think it was I did my paranormal here. Okay, I touched that wire, external wire. It switched to the old laptop camera, which doesn't work. And I realized now I have to go to the settings. So thanks to you, Candid Meena, that I'm learning how to use my laptop. But I have to tell you, Meena, I couldn't really have this conversation before, and I'm sure people are going to watch this. Though this was about nightmares, I think, and dreams, it sort of gets connected to other aspects, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
gets connected to visions, and a little bit of black magic, or spirits and paranormal, because that's that realm which is there. I think Shilpa was saying that, when I think I was talking about that they won't be able to touch you and hurt you physically. There are, I mean, Shilpa, I wasn't, this not being a paranormal subject, I didn't want to go too deep. There is, but most of the times they can't really hurt you, except if it's a poltergeist. Poltergeists are those which have tremendous strength. They're able to really even possess people and make and create scratch marks. You can actually see scratch marks. So that is there, but it's not
I
always
must
the
tell you
case.
something very interesting,
Yeah.
Mayur. See,
Yeah.
normally, see, when after my, when I plan to, whenever I comb my hair, my hair is straight. But, when it comes to the middle section, just under my skull, I always find that there is a jada, and I try my best, to take it out. And this every day, next morning, I have that, I just find it so strange, and it's a laborious task, getting it, removed. And
So sometimes the hair is pulled, or
yeah,
the knots are
yeah,
created.
because they say
Hey.
that, that the jada is there to keep your energy within you. And that's why Shiva
Yeah.
and all have
Yeah.
Shiva
Yeah.
and all have jada,
And
because they
yeah. See, Meena, paranormal. Maybe this is not a subject, but since we're just talking, and I'm sure people will probably take it with a pinch of salt, because it's not about dreams. Paranormal is not necessarily to do with only negativity. Yeah? It's only that which is beyond the normal. It's paranormal,
yeah.
right? So when this thing was happening to my friend, who says, who was, Mayur sir is hypnotizing me. My God.
Is hypnotizing me.
I'll have to, yeah, I don't know how to, I'll take that as a positive thing.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, when that girl or that lady or the friend of mine was telling me that she feels the tug, I told her that it could be your ancestral spirit that's trying to just
Yeah.
communicate that I'm there.
Yeah.
Because it could be harsh as well, it could be a pinch as well, it could be a scratch as well,
Yeah.
it could be a push as well.
Yeah.
But it isn't. It's just a tug. But she is spooked. Okay. I did tell her that I'm a little spooked myself. I told her that you're actually getting to feel it, because normally you don't even feel it. Okay. No, and this I've seen in the Russian paranormal. They literally go to haunted houses and they stay there. They are there. They can see the shadows moving across. The shadows have the strength to move inanimate objects, including a knife and stuff. But they can't literally touch. But there has been one I've seen where the person was pulled up to the ceiling in the Russian paranormal. I'll send you that link later, Meena.
Yeah.
The guy gets pulled up. He's hanging in the air. So that is there as well. So yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
So
cool.
this is for thank you for another wonderful session.
Wow.
Of your traveling and coming back and returning
I know,
without a body.
Well, what I love is I don't know about how your other sessions are, which are fantastic, but at least with me and you and the people, and now that you're getting in people, I think you know what humor and laughter
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
very integral to living a life. Like I said, having such discussions need not make us
Yes.
dry and
Yeah.
very wry and like
Yeah.
now I will talk to you about this
Yeah.
particular paranormal way back in 19. This guy will look like a ghost here after he speaks.
Yeah.
So you need to be. I mean, that's how I am,
When
and
I
that's I
told
think how you are.
my mother that Mayur is coming today and he's going to talk about the significance of nightmares, and she said, "I'm there. Give me the link."
So she's watching Namaskaram to Auntie as well. But it's interesting. It's interesting, and see the kind of comments that are coming in here. It's really interesting. I I am only wondering one thing, and I'm sure the viewers are watching this. Is I am not. Even my mom is like, "Where are you getting this?" And I said, "I don't know. I really don't know." Just this evening, she's like, "So I said I'm with Candid Meena. Meena ji. Acha, what topic? Nightmares and and dreams and its relevance and all." And she's like looking and she's saying, "So how do you know this?" And I said, "I don't know." She said, "Come on, don't do that." I said, "I don't like to do Googling. Meena, I don't like to Google. Because that's like cheating for me. Whatever I know, I'm going to share. And now with you people coming into the show, I'm most happy because so much more and so many people. Karthik, even I hope Shilpa comes into the show as well. She's been very active.
Absolutely.
Martin should join in.
Yes.
And Meena,
Shilpa,
I
Maya.
really
Yes.
this is one of the best intoxications for me when it comes to conversations where you get intoxicated. You talk. Even it makes me think after the session.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to have a lovely dream about this. Can I conclude with a Sanskrit shloka,
Yeah,
if you don't mind?
please. Yeah.
And by the way, I got my Tibetan bell, so
Is it?
bowl. So yeah.
Great.
So I'm going to all the viewers and to Meena ji especially, and my regards to Meena ji's mother as well. To all of you, I want to say thank you by playing this gong or the Tibetan bowl and recite a shloka, and then I'll leave it to Meena ji. I'll start. मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितः परब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानम् वर्षिष्ठान्ते वसत् ऋषिगणैः आवृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दमूर्तिम् स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. On that note, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. I love you all. Yes.
Always. And
bye.
All this feedback from all the people, it's so interesting. I'm sure you'll be expecting something equally interesting next week, viewers.
Yes, I have, through this, I have actually, when I was reciting this prayer, that's the beauty of it. I'm reciting, I'm getting ideas.
Yeah.
The role of darkness.
Yeah.
Dark Veda. Darkness. I saw a comment actually. That's what triggered me. The comment was, "I can't sleep alone at night."
Yeah.
And to the person who wrote that, me too. So we'll discover that maybe, hopefully, or some other topic. Meena will probably touch base on that.
Yes,
but to all of you, lovely. Love you all, yeah. Meena, bye-bye. See you. I don't feel like, but I think it'll be fun to catch up next week.
Yes, absolutely. Good night.
Bye. Good night. Good night.